ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rum Regret Podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
It is Tuesday, June 14th, and today we are going to talk Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. Is that what they're calling it?
Part 1, I think?
Volume 1,
maybe?
I think it's Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Volume 1?
Nice.
Yeah, ish. All right. Yeah, and we're going to get talk about things we like, things we didn't like, just get our general reactions to sort of where the story's going. Some pretty killer reveals, some pretty great writing, I think, so far.
Yeah.
But let's I'll start with the streaming service selection of the week. This week Jamie and I started The Orville, which has come back on Hulu. Pretty much picking up right where it left off. It's very, very strong. I think Hulu upped the budget on this because the FX are way better than what Fox than what Fox was giving it. And I didn't confirm this before, but I don't know if you guys remember, Norm Macdonald voiced the sort of the green ball of slime that was on the ship. And I think he recorded his dialogue before he passed. So we get some Norm. We're getting some Norm back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So anyway, The Orville's back. It's great so far, and on a weekly release schedule as it normally was before, which is nice. So, what else? What else did we start watching? I think that's it. Yeah. So Nate, let's go into the Marvel Minute.
Jesus, that was quick.
Well, sorry, that's
what she said. So you're supposed to say that you started watching Clone Wars. That was the correct answer. Especially with me sending you the shit from TikTok. Like, this is literally what you're missing. It's so good.
And that's funny because now I couldn't watch that scene without holding out for a hero in the background.
It's all right. I'm sure you could get it synced up. You'll be good to go. So I just read through a bunch of really good stuff, but I didn't have time to pull it out. So I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. Oldest to
please
freshest.
Don't pull it out, Nate.
I mean, so sidebar, no pants work from home. Wonderful.
Isn't it?
Yes.
You lucky sons of bitches.
Let's see. Well, Joe, you never know. There, maybe we can get the whole podcast employed with Odyssey.
Good. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Okay. Let's see. First one I found here that was kind of important. Miss Marvel getting review bombed after the Disney Plus premiere.
Really?
Yeah. But just because of all the shitty reasons that people suck. Like,
oh, sure.
Being racist and being assholes. And like they broke down the votes on IMDb, and 543 as a perfect 10, which obviously it wasn't. But then the next highest number was 372 at 1 out of 10. Which
really?
Neither. Yeah, and people are just bombing the hell out of it.
We can't have nice things.
Exactly.
Right.
Fuck off, you racist assholes. Go somewhere else. I hear there's no racism on Mars, so get the fuck out.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that was important to bring up. Thor: Love and Thunder released a new trailer that shows Guardians of the Galaxy freaking the fuck out. Drax is like, we're all gonna die. Rocket's, you said this was gonna be a vacation. And Thor goes, I told you it was gonna be like a vacation.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see this fucking movie. I can't wait. I've got, I need to get off my ass and get this 3D printer fixed so I can get Addie's helmet printed for the mighty Thor so she can go as the Jane Foster version. Let's see.
Can I just sidebar real quick and say I love the fact that you guys go all out for movies. You and your daughter just go completely all out. Like, I love it.
We've been slipping a little bit compared to what we used to do, but things are busy. So yeah, We're getting back to it. Let's see. Disney Plus revealed a new timeline about where Moon Knight and Miss Marvel kind of fit in. And they're both kind of post Endgame. Miss Marvel specifically 1 to 2 years after Endgame. So that's just a quick little bleep there. Let's see. Now I'm gonna have to go through this freaking list again. Oh, they teased flashback sequences in Thor 4 that show like the breakup where she dumps Thor.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that'll be funny. Yeah, they reference that in the mutual dumping. But it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Let's see. They are re-releasing Spider-Man No Way Home in the theaters. The extended, more fun stuff edition, I think is what they're calling it.
Okay.
It's like 20 more minutes of extended battles and extended and deleted scenes that are getting put back into the movie. And it looks like that's at the end of August. They're going to put it back in the theaters. So it's definitely worth a big screen visit if you can manage it. Let's
Hey.
Marvel Studios is developing a Suicide Squad style movie with the Thunderbolts, which it's been kind of teased for a long time with Monica whatever her name is, DeFontaine, the what's her name from Seinfeld? Julia
Louis-Dreyfus, yeah.
It's her character. And so it's going to consist of like Abomination and Baron Zemo and the new Black Widow and should be a Red Hulk, but unfortunately we lost our actor, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to remember who else. I think maybe
Thunderbolts, is this a team put together by Ross that is
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Thunderbolt Ross, it's not named after him. I think that's a misnomer, but I can't remember exactly where it's from. I just heard something recently about that. However, but yes, that's the idea that she was working for him to recruit all those people. Oh, U.S. Agent from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the terrible Captain America, is also going to be part of that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got here?
Was that the last time we saw Julia Louis-Dreyfus was in that?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Okay.
At the end. Yeah, where she sends Yelena after Hawkeye.
Right.
In post-credit scene. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that is the last time we've seen her. Maybe. Let's see. There is talk about Agent Carter is pitched a TV show with her coming back as Agent Carter and featuring Steve Rogers from after Endgame. So, when he goes back to put all the stones back and then spend his life with Peggy Carter, she's trying to pitch a TV show for that.
Oh.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anything comes of that. But I don't think would be Agent Carter in that timeline, obviously, because Steve is Captain America. So it'll be interesting to see. Well, sorry. She would be Agent Carter, but not Captain Carter.
Right. Yeah.
The first Avenger side there.
But what if they all timeline it? And she is Captain Carter, and she's the one that goes back to put the stuff back.
Ooh. I mean, I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We gotta start writing movies, man.
I know, right?
That's good stuff. Let's see. We already talked about the extended No Way Home. Deadpool 3 begins filming, or filming prep, with the art director from the Avengers. So that's getting closer to the beginning of production, which will be great. Man, there's a couple other things in here. Oh, Chris Hemsworth said that Russell Crowe as Zeus in the new Thor movie, mind-blowingly funny performance. So,
oh, really?
Allegedly. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, shouldn't see what happens with him. The other news coming out of Love and Thunder is that it might be shorter than expected as far as the runtime goes. So hopefully we get 2+ hours, but there are some things swirling that it might be less than 2, depending on the final cut, which would be kind of disappointing. But we will see. I think there was a couple other ones here. Hang on. I think that's about it. Oh, Christian Bale is Marvel's best villain ever, according to test audiences. So people are scoring him very high on the super creepy and what the fuck scale.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully that shows us some good things. Oh, and then the last one I wanted to share, even though there's a bunch of other stuff here, just to keep it under 10 minutes. So did you guys watch Miss Marvel last week?
I did, yes.
Joe, did you? Okay. So it's not a spoiler because it's in the beginning of the movie or whatever, but there she references that Scott Lang, who's Ant-Man, actually has his own podcast on the MCU called Big Me, Little Me, a Scott Lang interview. Okay, so that's the cool part. The even cooler thing is that Miss Marvel's head writer is trying to get that made into a real podcast starring Paul Rudd.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. She says, I'm desperate to listen to this podcast and desperate to make it. Like, also, why shouldn't the MCU expand into podcasting, like a fiction podcast, which would be hilarious? I mean, Paul Rudd, what's up? Let's do it. I'll write it. You just sit in a booth. It'll be a good time. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, can you imagine Ant-Man interviewing the different like MCU heroes and shit?
Right.
God.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Podcast, so that'd be amazing. Yeah, I can see Kamala just sitting around listening to them all the time. I'd love to make it. So
yeah.
That would
How many times would he bring Mac and me on board?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, something just happened 1 minute ago. Marvel announces 8-hour movie marathon in celebration of Thor: Love and Thunder. So is it all the Thors? It looks like it. 8-hour movie marathon.
All 3 Thors or an 8-hour? Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The four-film marathon includes Thor the Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, and then an early showing of Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay. 476 minutes of screen time. Woo! July 7th. Yeah, July 7th in select theaters only.
My butt is still Thor from the Lord of the Rings marathon.
Oh my god! Shout out to Andy and Ma.
Yeah. That was great. The extended versions of Fellowship and Two Towers, and then the pre-show of or the pre-showing of Return of the King. Yeah, that was incredible.
Your butt sat through that when mine didn't. So
yeah,
right.
No, what was that? That was like 10 hours? Yeah, it was 11 hours. It was like 4, 4, and 3, I think. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, man. Those were the days. Sorry, Nate.
No, we're good. This has been your Marvel Minute.
That brings us to the Horror Corner with Joe.
Ooh. So before we get started on the Stranger Things Horror Corner, I just got to shout out the Hellfire Club.
What?
Nice.
The Amazon that is stalking me in my dreams apparently sent me a link saying it was on sale on Amazon.com, so I had to get one.
Oh my goodness, that's great, dude.
You got to check them out. It's awesome. Anyway.
Awesome. So, Crimes of the Future from Cronenberg is doing super well, and there's a lot of thumbs up for Kristen Stewart in that.
Nice.
I have not seen it yet. I really, really want to, though.
Yeah.
We got a trailer for Nope that I'm refusing to see on the grounds of its spoilery as hell.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, from what I've heard, I've heard from my little horror corners of don't watch it unless you don't care getting pretty much the whole storyline spoiled.
Really?
So okay, I am not going to watch it.
It was on TV last night during the finals, and I didn't seem very spoilery, although I wasn't really paying that much attention. So
yeah,
maybe it's good. I didn't all that.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I was like, I don't want anything to be ruined. I'm just going to go into it blind, so I'm not going to watch.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got a teaser trailer for The Munsters by Rob Zombie with Jeff Daniel Phillips and Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yes.
Which looks very like pretty much the original with a little bit of shine.
Yeah, it looks respectful.
Very respectful.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, the best horror I watched was the 4th season of Stranger Things, which
Right.
is
Yeah.
a love letter to horror
And
for
oddly,
reasons we will get into when we get into the podcast. So let's go.
yeah, yeah, a love letter to horror, and oddly, a love letter to stoner comedies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But no, before we shut the door on the horror corner, another trailer for The Black Phone came out, and I can't wait to see this movie. Ethan Hawke again, sort of his renaissance, I guess, as an actor.
Yeah,
I mean,
father
I don't
and
know that
daughter
he
both
ever-
having good years.
Yeah, I don't know that he ever stopped acting, but it just seems like he's in everything these days. And he just looks creepy AF in this new trailer, and I can't wait for this to come out. So anyway, with that,
And his daughter is amazing in Stranger Things.
is very true. Yeah.
Great boob discussion.
Yes, yeah. So with that, let's just jump straight into Stranger Things season 4, part 1. And I don't want to get too like recappy. I guess we can just talk about like storylines that we like, and like scenes that we love and whatnot. So Joe, why don't we open up with you on just what you like about the season?
So just like I said, the love letter to horror. There was so many times in this season where I was like, oh my god, that's like, we get Freddy Krueger vibes. We get actual Robert Englund as a cameo.
Right.
We get Carrie, a little Carrie-esque bit where Elle gets milkshake thrown on her.
Yeah.
Nancy and Robin get a whole Silence of the Lambs bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Vecna's house is Amityville with a Hellraiser little facelift. The whole thing, I was just like, I love it. I love it all, and I love Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's the best.
Eddie's me as a dude.
Right.
For sure, I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, that's great.
So yeah, and I didn't watch the 3rd season, so I basically mainlined the 3rd season and then straightened into this one. And so I get a little the Ruski plot line is a little touch and go with me. But yeah, this season, the whole thing, I was just like, oh my god, okay, I'm in, I'm back in. I can't wait for the next 2 episodes, and I can't wait for the next season, the final season, which is gonna be really sad.
Did we not talk season 3?
I don't think we did, because I didn't watch it until 2 weeks ago.
So Joel, was that last little bit? I'm sorry. Was that last little bit spoiled for you though? Between Dustin and the girlfriend, it wasn't.
Well, no, wait, no, it was. It actually was, because
we did talk about it then. I remember.
A friend of mine who shares my proclivity for 80s.
Yes.
Shout out Jason. He was just like, I have to tell you about this. I can't hold it in any longer.
Yeah.
So he showed me the scene. So I saw the turn around.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But the Hopper was not ever spoiled for me, and that broke my heart at the end of that season.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because it was like, 1, I love Hopper, and 2, the whole dad thing, because my dad recently passed, so I was just like,
right.
Oh, that hurts. Really, really bad. That hurts. And I actually looked up, I spoiled myself because I was like, Hopper can't be dead. Hopper can't be dead.
Oh, why would you do that to yourself? You're going into the next season immediately. Oh,
I had to know. I feel like, am I going into the next season with him actually dead, or am I going into it with he's going to be
worse?
Wasn't there a extra scene at the end of season 3 that shows that Russians talking about the American and the
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Did you not see that, Joe?
I looked before that scene.
Okay. Okay. So
God.
you really couldn't wait.
I
Yeah,
really
we
couldn't
wanted
wait.
to disable Joe's phone while she's watching this shit.
Right.
Remotely.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. No, yeah, the love letter to horror, I totally agree with you here. And it seems like they, like any good series, they sort of amp up the stakes every season. And after last season with the big mall fight and everything and how that sort of got resolved, I didn't I wasn't sure that I was going to be as invested in Stranger Things. And again, it's such a weird monster too, because it's one of these shows that drops all at once. And so you can easily just run through it and then forget about it for God, how long did it take between season 3 and season 4, especially with COVID, like what, a year and a half to 2 years to sort of come out here. And the first death scene in Eddie's trailer,
Yeah.
like just the rise off the ground, and then like you want to see me get like the willies or freaked out during a horror movie. Move a body part away it doesn't need naturally move.
With the amazing Foley work that goes along with it.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And you have got me on the couch like,
Yeah.
like that initial like death scene right off the bat was like, oh man, like at that point, like just like, holy crap, like we're in for it this season. Like this is episode.
You've got the exorcism up off the bed, and then just the Heisman of like crack, crack.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was truly effing terrifying. I don't know why I'm censoring myself. But anyway, I just think, like that was just incredible. And I love the way that scene all came together. And I do love the community's, I love the anti D&D sentiment.
Well, yeah, it's the satanic panic swept through the nation.
Right. Yeah.
That actually kind of made me mad through this whole season, just because I was like, it made my hackles come up of like, no.
Well, yeah, that actually
they're just
happened.
Nerdy kids. There's something really awful going on.
Right. I mean, I started playing D&D in the 80s, and it was still a thing. Like,
yeah,
because I think this is when 86, first year students in high school at the beginning, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 86.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. So this season is 86.
Okay.
As we find out in the movie theater or the video rental place later, the video store.
That's right.
All the stand-ups and everything. Super cool.
Yeah. So Nate, what stood out for you so far?
Well, we've like through the first 6 episodes. Is that what we're talking about so far?
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's so much.
Right.
Jesus. I mean, Eddie for sure, and especially Eddie on the run when he's hiding at Skull Rock, and he has they tell him about what's going on, and he goes, "I'd say you're asking me to follow you into Mordor, but the Shire is burning, so Mordor it is." Like that shit, I fucking love it. Oh my god,
yeah,
it's so great. But I love the way that they open this scene where it's basically isn't it a flashback at the beginning or no? I'm trying to remember if it was started that way or not. Yeah, it did. So somebody's shaving and doing the crossword puzzle and everything, and it's flashback to 79, and it's Dr. Brenner at Hawkins' lab with all the young kids.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Call him Papa and all that stuff.
Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's blood everywhere and all that. The foreshadowing of what they're going to do with the back to tank flashback scenes with 11. Right. Which were done really well and way better. Like, hey, Star Wars guys, you want to pay attention? This is how you do back to tank flashbacks. I loved the deep dive into that whole backstory, and I love how the 3 different locations, like Russia and is Hawkins is in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Russia, Indiana,
Russia, California, and Indiana.
right. I loved how it had those 3 different places, and they kept kind of seamlessly weaving the scenes back and forth. Like, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there, and this is how it affects this part over here, kind of thing. They did a really good job with that. The writing was great. The editing was fantastic. I couldn't remember how well this thing was edited and how seamless it all felt. I think the major through line through all of this is that Millie Bobby Brown is a fucking phenomenal actress. I mean, all the cast in general, I think, are really good, but the way that she plays, like, now the freshman in high school, now in California, not in Indiana, kind of fish out of water, trying to smile and make friends and getting just owned by the mean girls. And
the bullying scenes were so hard to watch. As somebody who was bullied in school, like, I'm like,
for sure. Well, I mean, like, I understood that,
but she played it so well.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it from your perspective, Joe, and I get how hard it is to deal with that shit. And she just did a great job of emoting everything and really just delivered in general. I love the fact that in the first episode, where is it? I had a note here. In the first episode, Dustin gets a Han Solo moment with "Don't never tell me the odds."
Oh yeah, no, that was so good. Yeah,
Dustin and Steve were amazing in this whole series.
Right. Well, somebody tells me you're wearing a Weird Al T-shirt, which I thought was brave, or something. Yeah. All the references in this was great.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. There was a couple. Yeah, we talked about the bullying already. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff, but if we're not going to go, and Argyle, the stoner delivery man.
Oh yeah,
he calls Jonathan things like "Mopey Dick" when he's sad over Nancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's great so far. I'm really pissed they made us wait for the finale, and apparently it's 2 movie length episodes.
Well, I mean I didn't do the math, but these are averaging like over an hour, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, just over an hour, and I think the longest one's an hour and 36 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then the last part is supposed to be 2 like feature film length episodes,
which I'm good with, because I've mainlined this whole thing and I'm like, I'm not ready for it in yet.
Yeah.
I wonder, are they going to give us both at once, or are they going to do one and then the next week?
They got a lot of shit to wrap up too.
Yeah,
I don't know. They might. I have a feeling that. Well, I mean, if it's part 2, they're probably just going to drop it all at once. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was. So, yeah.
I really love
July 1st. Is it a work day? Do I need to take the day off work?
I really love the 11 rage scene in the skating rink where she tries to do the power thing and nothing happens.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her, and then later where she takes off her skate and bludgeons the bully in the face.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So I love that scene because I've literally in my head done that to many bullies in my life. So It was really cathartic to be like, she fucking hit her. Yes.
Yeah.
And then, oh shit! Now she has to deal with the repercussions of that. So that's why I didn't hit people with a skate when I was a kid. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love all the Murray sequences too.
Yeah. He's
that guy he's so good in that role. He's so great as the conspiracy theorist, and
his feet are like spears.
Right. I know if they didn't put Yuri to the wolves at the end, I might have asked for a Murray and Yuri spinoff.
Right? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Dude, but I think I need a Hopper and what's his name? And Anthony.
Oh yeah.
The dude from Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah.
I need like a them buddy cop spinoff.
I did not put that together that was that actor until like a week ago. and we had finished watching like maybe like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't put together either until I saw on the internet. It was like, oh, this is the guy from Game of Thrones you forgot about. I'm like,
Right.
oh, shit.
Yep. Nope. That's exactly who it was. I love the Barb. We get some Barb again too, like in the Upside Down when they bring in
Oh God, yeah.
yeah, like that was just heartbreaking, dude. Like but I love that they haven't
sorry, go ahead.
no that just that they haven't forgotten her, you know?
Right.
That she's still very sort of central to sort of what like how everything started to go down.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the flashbacks in the Vecna portions when he's kind of pinging the kids and making them go through their hallucinations and everything.
Yeah.
Really good. And then just the creature effects. They did as much practically as they could with that character, and they did a really good job.
Oh, like, it was amazing.
Yeah. And they what they did some live stream I watched a little bit of it on Twitch where they interviewed some of the cast and showed some of the behind the scenes. And yeah, to your point, I was shocked at how practical everything was.
Yeah.
On there. Specifically the Max Vecna scene where she rips out one of his little throat tendrils.
Oh yeah, that whole scene was ridiculously amazing.
Hashtag throat dreads.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, just I mean, no, and then they the live event ended with them doing a mini Vecna campaign in D&D with some of the actors, which was a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, I'm really stoked on this. Like, it was so I need to ask, how long did it take you guys to realize that the orderly was Vecna?
All right, so I have to say something about this. So,
okay.
Basically,
did you spoil yourself on it, Joe?
No, I'm warning you.
You're warning me.
So, Ken aside, if Joe takes a fancy to somebody, that's a huge red flag that they're evil and a horrible person.
Oh, got it.
Because immediately I was like, I love him.
I knew this was going to happen. It's like General Hux, but he's an orderly.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Once that flip turned, I was like, "Oh bitch, it happened again."
That's hilarious.
That's incredible.
God, I love that so much.
I was so on board with like him helping Elle and getting her out, and I'm like, "This is how this starts," and like he's a perfect person. And
well, I figured he was number one. I guessed he was number one early on, but I didn't know that he was Vecna until pretty much the end. I mean, there wasn't any connection or throughput to that,
right?
So,
yeah.
Once things started going sideways, and she took the Greek god of safety or Greek goddess of safety out of his neck,
right?
Then and all shit started going crazy. I went, oh fuck, are we seeing the? Oh god, are we seeing the birth? Oh shit. Okay, well,
yeah.
That's how the Upside Down gets opened in the first place, and they're okay. And red lightning, yep, that'll do it. Okay,
yeah. Here we go.
I need some calamine and some aloe vera, buddy.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But yeah, no, just the subtle throwbacks to other sort of horror movies. Like, I love that they get the first I love the entire sequence when Steve and Robin and Nancy all go into the Upside Down, and they're walking through, and then they realize that they can talk to Dustin and Lucas through, they're hearing them, but then they figure out how to do the light bright thing, which I thought
was great.
Was so good. And then they figure out that all the gates happen where the murders happen, and then you get the sort of knotted sheet poltergeist throwback of let's put this through the gate and see if we can get them back. And
it's actually fun.
Right, yeah. And then nope, not for Nancy. Nope. Nancy gets sent to good old Vecna.
Why does Nancy get sent to Vecna? Because
TBD.
Yeah.
TBD.
Because Vecna preys on people that have trauma in their life. So where's Nancy's trauma?
Barb.
Is
Barb
she
was
still
Nancy.
haunted by Barb? Clearly she is, because we've seen her, right?
It literally shows it in this series. They
Okay.
show the whole pool scene, and Barb is stuck in the corner, like blood coming out of her mouth, but buried underneath all the tendrils and stuff. So you can really tell it's her. Oh yeah, so that's for sure. That's her thing still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's really good. They did a great job. Like the special effects are great. The editing's awesome. Like I said, acting's badass.
Well, and I just think this is well written. Like you're getting the information at the right time, like right when you need it. They're not spoiling. I mean, and if they are, you know, like it's subtle enough to where I'm probably not picking up on it, you know, and like everything's just sort of getting revealed at the right time when it needs to be there. Yeah, I love all the stuff with Robin and Steve, them working at the video store, and they're just back and forth, and the whole platonic friends. This is just this is all this is.
Capital P.
Right. Yeah.
How are we going to find Reefer Rick? Let's look at his video rental history.
Right.
Fast Times and Cheech and Chong.
Right. Yeah. No, I know. I love that whole sequence too. Dustin, this is going to be our base of operations. He just goes to work on the computer.
How many phone lines do you have
now?
Why?
Right.
How many do you have?
Right.
Yeah, I loved all the nods to all the 80s movies that were happening around that time too. The Beverly Hills Cop poster and like the Gremlins cutout and a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation cutout. Like there's all kinds of stuff that's hidden in that scene. There's a really good breakdown on YouTube that just goes through that one scene when they're in that video store, and it calls out. There's like 30 different things that it calls out.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There were points during the sort of like the Hopper storyline where I don't know that it moved like fast enough. And I know that they had to sort of build, you know, sort of where he's at, and you know, but and his whole, and then I did think that the whole like $40,000 to free him thing was kind of weird.
Yeah, and there's no chance of you getting double crossed by some crazy Ruski named whatever was his name, Ivan or
Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was too bad. But
yeah. Oh no, let's say they're not gonna survive a fucking plane crash either. Just Murray and and Joyce.
Yeah.
Just pull up. Okay, you're gonna totally survive and walk away. Nice.
Yeah.
So that was kind of when my suspension of disbelief was like,
yeah. But
not so much.
No, I am all for the Hopper 11 reunion whenever that happens. I know that is going to be one of those moments that is just going to sort of throw everything down.
How are they getting back to the US? That's going to be a huge thing they have to figure out. Like the plane's crashed, helicopter's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Credit cards.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
In the Cold War right now, you're not going to be able to fly out of, you're not going to be able to get a ticket in Russia as a US citizen during the Cold War, I would think.
Well, this is when Joyce and Hopper get their spinoff as Riskies.
There you go. Nice.
Well,
what was that movie? It's been done. What was the movie? Where it was a Russian agent and an American agent. God, no, I can't. Shit. You know what I'm talking about, right, Andy? Damn it.
What? No, which movie?
That's what I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Okay, Russian agent, American agent?
It's a comedy. Continue.
Okay.
Spies Like Us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Dan
Oh no,
Aykroyd
that's a classic.
and Chevy Chase. There you
Yes. No, I can quote that movie. I can quote more of that movie than I probably should be able to.
go. But you couldn't remember what I was talking about when I asked you what the name of the movie was?
No, I mean they're two American spies that are like low. There's the decoys for the other spies. They don't team up with the Russians until the end.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'm thinking of a different movie then.
Okay.
Regardless, back to the what we liked. I did like what happened with what's the name of the character that goes on the Lucas, where he is now on the basketball team and like has to make choices between fighting Vecna at the end of their D&D adventure, which actually was taken directly from the original 80-something Vecna, the introduction of Vecna in D&D, which is in the 80s. When he puts out the figure and goes, Vecna lives, that's like actually in the adventure, apparently. So, so they were playing the actual adventure for some reason. That was just awesome. But
so long story short, these kids need to just stop playing D&D because they keep bringing it into life.
Right.
No, they use D&D as a lens to understand what's going on. That's why they name things the way they do. That's hilarious. But I've actually, I mean, I didn't really go through the similar thing, but like started hanging out with a different group in high school than the nerds that I kind of made it through my super young years with, and had to make decisions like that where, you know, I wasn't on the basketball team, but it was either like hang out with the you know, friends I've had forever and play D&D, or party with the new group or whatever.
Get the chance to hang out with the cool kids.
Yeah, well, no, I never hung out with the cool kids. They were just cooler. So,
right.
It was parties and there were ladies there. So I get the struggle that he's going through, and I actually really like that they called it out. The other thing that was cool about that group that he's hanging out with now, even though they're total shitheels, is that after the funeral, when they go after Eddie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, when they go after Eddie, they're all dressed in suits, and it's like straight out of Usual Suspects. When they all are in the car and all have the different weapons and shit that are trying to take him out. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And in general, I think, like I said, all the actors are just nailing it. But
yeah, no, I love that. I did love that fact that they gave Lucas, like Lucas is trying to move forward in I mean, in a way, you know, and trying to make more friends. Well, and I love that one scene, the back and forth of the D&D campaign and the basketball game, sort of intersliced with each other.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. That was really fantastic and really well done.
His sister came in clutch and killed Vecna.
That's right. Yeah. Well, and it's funny too because during the little Twitch live event, the actress who plays the sister does the same thing.
Nice.
They did a mini Vecna campaign, and she ended up dealing like a super massive blow to Vecna to kill him, which is incredible.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, and then you know Max's whole storyline where she's not sleeping and still has the nightmares of her brother at the end of the mall sequence during the last season. Yeah, and I love just the fact that some people have tried to move on, other people's haven't. 11, you know, sort of desperately is trying to be normal, and clearly she's not. The one sequence in the hall of the area where she finally gets her powers back, when she's sort of hunched over and all the, you know, random security guys, and she just sort of and everything just shakes and they fly back. I love that sequence. I thought that was great.
My favorite was just the whole Max sequence.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was incredible.
Absolutely my favorite.
So
yeah,
they must have picked this piece of music specifically because of the words in it. So there's that whole lyric in the chorus that was like, if I only could, I'd make a deal with God and ask him to switch our places. And she's wishing that she had died instead of her brother. Like, ever since he was taken in the last season. So I wonder if that's how they came to that piece of music. Maybe like,
it also kind of fits. Like,
oh, it totally fits. Yeah, I mean, you edited and cut around it, yeah, it's just it's cool, and I was listening to it nonstop on a loop the other day. Like I don't know why.
Yeah.
Now it's stuck in my head after watching this goddamn show.
Right. Yeah. When do we think Will's going to come out and finally tell Mike that he's he's got the hots for him?
Figla?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want that. I just want to see the painting that he made.
Oh my god!
I have
Please
a feeling
be the
it's going to
painting.
be
Oh no! Go
Wedding
ahead.
Crashers.
I
It's going to be
was gonna say that.
Yes.
Oh my god! Do you want to play Tummy
Yeah,
Sticks?
I have a feeling it's going to be very Wedding Crashers of Mike and like a like a loincloth and like eating fruit from a tree or something.
Would you fuck me?
Oh, no. Don't go that far.
You're gonna tuck it back and
But yeah,
Yeah.
actually, so those are the two things that I want from the next two episodes. I want to see the painting that Will made, and I want to know what Max's letters say.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure we'll get all that. They wouldn't set it up without showing it off before, right? I did like how tense it was when they were trying to save Max with the music and everything, and they did a great job. Like I said, the editing was just nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the upside down in that sequence was amazing. And like I said, it's so like Hellraiser-esque. I was like, I love it. I want to see more.
Right?
Can we stay here?
Just the run out to her looking at herself levitating above the guys, and then they give her like the perspective cam of her where her eyes are just like bloodshot red,
Right.
like and the music's sort of pumping, and it cuts back to her sort of running, and then she comes down finally. Like I have a feeling I put permanent like hand marks in my chair from tripping on the things. Like what's gonna happen?
Well, before that, even like seeing like the little like the statues where like the people that died before her, like there's Chrissy and
on display.
the other dude, I can't remember his name, but the glasses dude,
right?
And, like they're like curled into these like things
like
that I was
spires.
like, oh, like spire, like Hellraiser spires. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. What else? What else did we get?
There's so much. Like it's. Oh my god! That scene in that same episode where the girls are dressed up and disguised as, or they're faking being like grad students to get in.
The Silence of the Lambs scene.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
that literally, like shot for shot, that was Silence of the Lambs where they're walking down. I'm like, oh, please tell me nobody's going to throw something at Nancy. That's
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you already called this out, the Victor Creel cameo. That was so good.
Oh yeah. Well, and that I love that the reveal that the what's his name, the orderly, I don't know that they ever name him.
They never gave him a name. It was
it was Creel's kid. I love that. I love that entire sequence, the reveal. I thought that was extremely well done.
Well, yeah, and the fact that they had talked about how they thought the place was haunted, but it was the kid the whole time.
Right.
The whole time. Fucking crazy.
It was the first kid that had powers. Like,
right.
He's number one.
One other thing I wanted to call out too, I just thought was an incredible scene, was the one take shot of the escape from the house when the guys come up to I just thought with the two FBI agents, and they're trying to get the kids out of the house, and I loved that entire sequence, and then poor Argyle getting there with the truck. What's going on? Just drive.
Right. Why are those guys running at us? Just go.
Yeah.
Is that guy bleeding?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like this whole season could be just named Poor Argyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, um,
Oh, and peanut butter
geez.
is banned in Russia apparently. So
Right. Yeah. I know that that was a scene where Hopper gets to the church and finds all the peanut butter and just has that moment. has that crazy moment with the peanut butter.
Oh, I was so happy for him, and then he got double crossed. Like, no.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
As soon as so this is me in my head in all these movies where they don't pick up the gun of the guy they knock out. Like the first thing you do when you're in there is you tear that place apart to find a weapon. You don't stop at the peanut butter. I don't care how hungry you are. There's a case of Kalashnikovs apparently right next to it, and you could have like saved yourself, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Bugs
yeah. Um, is anybody secretly hoping for Officer Callahan to get Vecna, the annoying deputy?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
100%.
Sure.
I hope it does happen, actually. I mean, they've been setting him up to be a dick for a reason.
Right. Yeah. But I wonder if they're going to sort of come around where he becomes like where he ends up like saving them or something, or either sacrificing himself to help them or something.
Right.
I don't know that they
he's
would
like
do that.
Over the top, a really annoying dick.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. What else? What else do we got?
Ooh, the Watergate.
The Watergate.
Right.
Because it's like a gate in a lake.
Right. Yeah.
Knock it off. I love the whole I'm not wrong because magnetic fields will affect the compass. And like he goes through that whole diatribe about that whole thing saying like but you were wrong. But I was also right. And like, what? Yeah. Stronger electromagnetic fields will direct the needle.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to see Susie in part 2? Dustin's girlfriend?
I think Susie may have played her part.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I was really surprised actually to see her in this one.
Well, and the fact that they drive all the way out to see her too, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to have your War Games tribute, like
right. Oh yeah.
If you need a hacker, that's the only one that they know. So
right. Yeah.
Which Indiana to Utah, that's pretty long stretch.
Yeah, it's doable.
I don't know. In the
children?
in the stoner pizza delivery van?
Yeah, it depends on how much pizza was in the van.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know we're getting ready to wrap up here pretty soon, but that final episode, the massacre at the Hawkins lab or whatever it's called.
Oh. Yeah.
It just blew me away from start to finish. Like the whole lead up where one is, befriending her, well, lying obviously to befriend her, and, things kind of move along. They're going to try and kill you, and he wants it to happen, kind of thing. And then you find out that he's just been manipulating her the whole time at the end. But I love the second to last episode. They have like their Last Supper in Russia, where they're fattening them up, and Hopper's like, they're not feeding us for strength. They're feeding us to give it all of the nutrients it needs, and the fight is the hunt, otherwise it'll get bored. Like he's going through this whole thing about captive predators and shit like that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's hiding booze for his little Molotov cocktail later.
Right. Yeah. And so he ends up that he's not drunk, even though he goes to this drunken thing and gets, his ass kicked and thrown in the cell. So they don't actually release him to the, what do they call it? Demogorgon. That night. And then they do it later. And then that whole just back and forth with Murray pulls a gun on the warden and gets that whole and just ends up using his karate again like crazy. It's so good. And then the fight with the Demogorgon was just terrifying. Like I remembered how gnarly it was in the beginning, but this one was just like taking people's whole heads off. Just clearing the room of 8 guys in 10 seconds, just good Lord. So
yeah, and thinking about it, it's like, Joyce is watching and then like Hopper and his like Russian buddy. I'm like, there's too many people to keep track of.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think all the main characters were going to make it this far.
Me either. Yeah. I honestly,
when Steve went into the Upside Down, I was like, oh shit, we're done.
Dude.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah.
Well, and they all dove in the water after him, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Jesus.
Right. Which, wouldn't you?
No. I'm the punk Eddie guy at that point, like, oh, motherfucker. Okay, now I have to go.
Yeah. Everybody else went, well, shit, now I have to go.
I can't be the guy that didn't jump in after the girls did.
Yeah.
No, of course I'd be
girls for the win.
Yeah, right. They didn't know what the fuck was on the other side. That's my whole point was like,
oh, Nancy did. Nancy for sure did.
Yeah.
No, she's not that they could make it through a gate at the bottom of a lake and be safe. Like,
right.
Yeah, brutal.
Did you guys see the trailer for part 2?
No, I haven't watched it.
Okay, I haven't watched it either. But there was a still that got released of them looking all like Mad Maxed out in the Upside Down.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's right. Because they went to her house to try and find guns, but then they found out it was the same day that Mike went missing, or Will went missing in the first season.
Right. Yeah.
And so there were no guns yet. Like,
yes. Yeah. Right.
3 years earlier. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So if you had to rate this, I guess out of 10, where would you rate it? Joe, what do you think?
Out of 10. I would say probably 7 or 8.
Oof. Really?
Harsh, bro.
Yeah, that's really low.
Well, let me explain. 10 to me is the first. 10 to me is the first season.
Okay. What's a 10 horror movie for you?
Hellraiser.
Okay. All right. What's a 1 horror movie for you?
Hellraiser 2.
The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman. Nate, what do you think out of 10?
Oh man, I'm Billy Bob on this one. I give it a 10. A fucking 10. Yeah, a fucking 10. This is better than the first season, I think. The first season is great because it was new and it's the beginning of a thing, and they basically helped bring Dungeons and Dragons back into the world and definitely brought it back into my zeitgeist. But the writing is better. There's more going on. The story is crazy good. I think. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again, but as it stands, I think it's better than season 1. It's definitely better than anything that followed season 1. So yeah, I give it a 10.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think this is a 9.5, 10. I think the writing is good. I think it's smart. They're not, they're not spelling it out for people who aren't maybe following along as closely as they should be, but they're keeping it, everything. And I think that they're spending just enough time on each of the storylines not to make you feel like you're missing out on one or the other. Like, oh, we haven't seen so-and-so in a while, Right. Like, I have a feeling that they're balancing all of those storylines really, really well. I love that they didn't try to constrain the episode lengths to anything, that they didn't do it to 60 minutes or tried to cut anything. It really seems like if it had to be there, they left it in there no matter how long those ran, which is great, which is probably why we are getting 2 feature film length episodes towards the end. So yeah, I think this was probably some of the best TV that we've seen this year for sure. But yeah, in the realm of Stranger Things, I think this is on par or not stronger than season 1.
Yeah, another reason why I think it gets a little bit of a bump over season 1 is because it's coming off of season 3, which was not as good as everything that had come before it. And so to come back so strongly and to be such a great horror movie or horror show,
Right.
basically
Yeah.
horror movies, and to do that so well, yeah, it's really hard to pull that off once you've started kind of going downhill a little bit and characters are getting stale. But again, like I mentioned before, the 3 different locations and being able to jump between them really kind of made it fresh and really took you out of certain areas and scenes when you were supposed to go see something else to kind of let that marinate and maybe have a little cliffhanger, intermediate cliffhangers in the episodes. So yeah, they just did a fantastic job. I can't wait.
Yeah. And one thing that they've done really well is just through the seasons too is not not ignoring the fact that these kids are growing and sort of just evolving as kids, and some of the a lot of the problems that we see, especially when these seasons starts, are just real kid problems at that age.
Yep.
And that they're not that the 4 sort of main friends who start off as the main friends have now like segued into these little groups here and there. And it's I love that they didn't play to that group the entire way through the the different seasons, and that they've evolved the groups, especially with new actors coming in. But I just no, like I said, I just think the writing has been really smart. So yeah. Final thoughts? Anything? Just give us part 2 now.
Give us now.
Yeah, Joe, do I have to freeze you?
Yes, you have to freeze me. And so, if what's the song that's going to save you from Vecna?
Oh, all right. Nate, did you figure this out yet?
Okay, so there's 2 options that I can't really pick between. It's The Boys and the Girls Are Doing It by Vital Signs from the Bill and Ted's
Yes.
Excellent Adventure soundtrack, or Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. One of those 2.
Oh.
Basically for the same reasons.
Wow. Both very, very strong.
And I went with early stuff. This is pre-Metallica Nate and all that. So
Sure. Right. Now, okay. Let me ask you this though.
It has to be from the 80s. That should be the caveat. The song must be in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Well,
okay.
All right. From the
pick
80s.
an alternate. Pick your favorite, and then pick an alternate 80s one.
All right.
Okay. Well, all right, well, hold
From
on.
the 80s.
So Joe, give your what you had first, and then we'll give you some time to think about what your 80s Vecna saving song is.
So my first was Halcyon On and On from Orbital. It's basically the song at the end of Hackers and also at the end of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I like it.
That song has been with me in my heart for my entire life. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now, if decades weren't weren't part of it, my option might be a little weird, but Blind Melon's No Rain would save me.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a good one.
Kill me.
Okay, now...
That is a good one.
All right. There's one reason why, and because, and I'm going to expose a lot about myself saying this, all right?
Giggity.
Do you guys remember the video for this song?
Yes.
With the
little bee girl, right? Going around dancing for all these people, and all these people think that she's nuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the part when the solo hits, when she finds her people, and the look on her face as she runs toward the bee people, right? And then she's doing her little dance, and she couldn't be any happier. Like, I didn't understand that moment when I first saw it because I was young and I was idiotic, right? Now, I get it. And after watching that video, after a while, like seeing that, I welled up just because it's a powerful moment. She found her people finally, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now do we have 80s appropriate music?
All right, so I have an East appropriate.
Okay.
David Bowie, Absolute Beginners.
Okay.
86.
I was going to say,
It's another still like just it. When I hear it, my heart just like does things.
Okay. Nate.
I already did mine.
Oh, you did your 80s?
Both of them are from the 80s.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. In fact, I could just, instead of just that one specific song from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure soundtrack, the entire soundtrack. I know it front to back, back to front. Drove around with the cassette in my car. Like, yeah.
Okay. Let me think about this.
Yeah. A lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
Think about your favorite song from the Lost Boys soundtrack, or like.
Oh man,
dude.
God, don't get me started about the Lost Boys soundtrack.
Right?
I, dude. Okay.
Okay, so what's the song that would literally bring you back to life when you hear it?
Ooh.
Didn't we? Is this new?
No. So this,
But it's putting it in context of, because literally, like now, I'm like, Danger Zone would absolutely do that for me.
Oh sure, yeah. I can't. So there's so many. And I'm trying to figure out like which one when I hear it would just totally like. I mean, and there are a bunch. I mean, because that was, like I was that was sort of my informative years of music. And I'm just
I have
trying
another
to
one
think.
if you need more time, Andy.
Okay, yeah, no, give me some more here.
More contemporary choices. "Stricken" by Disturbed. That song gets me going every time. Or let's see, "Dropping Plates" by Early Disturbed. Also something that every time I play it, it's like,
oh yeah.
What else?
A Better Future by David Bowie. I actually listened to that song when I got my first tattoo.
Nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
What else? "Dead and Bloated," STP. That one always
nice.
gets me. God, there's so many. Like, "No Diggity."
Yeah, no diggity.
That's like
no doubt.
Oh my
go-to
goodness.
karaoke song, which is a little scary, but littering and this is what we call dead air, folks.
Right. Okay. So I think I have it. And this is going to be a little too literal, but I'll explain my answer here. All right. Bryan Adams' "Run to You."
Oh, good song.
Such a great song. I love the guitar riff in this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a guitar riff that I learned to play because I had just started to take guitar lessons at this point.
Nice.
And I was coming out of the 10 lessons that teach you the fundamentals of guitar. And then my guitar teacher said, "All right, what song do you want to learn?" First one I picked was "Run to You" by Bryan Adams. And and again, obviously it's the word it's "run to you," right? Because if I'm running away from Vecna, then I'm running to the vision of myself flying above. So I think that's the one. I think we should put this out to the Twitterverse and see what the other people come up with.
100%.
I think that would be great. I think that would be a great idea.
I think we should definitely couch it though with like all-time favorite, and there has to be an 80s appropriate one.
Definitely an 80s appropriate. If for some reason you are in the world of Stranger Things in Hawkins in 1986,
what's
you
your
are
go-to?
face to face with Vecna. What song are your friends putting in your ear to get you out of it? God, no, that's such a great question, and I'm glad Joe put that out.
Right.
Yeah.
If she was here, I'd give her shit for not giving us
I
enough
know,
warning.
right? Yeah, Joe's in the upside down right now.
I had a great idea that I should have shared with you earlier, but here, right before the podcast.
Right, I know. My goodness.
We could have come up with top fives or something. Jesus.
That would. Oh man.
Oh wait. So then, what's the song that they accidentally play instead and you die? Mambo number 5. Joe's is going to be Barbie Girl.
Easy Lover by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins.
Oh no, Easy Lover is a good song.
The Heat is On by Glenn Frey.
Oh, you keep his name out of your mouth, sir.
Yeah.
That's another soundtrack I could do back to front. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We Are the World. USA for Africa.
Yeah. I mean, I still have the video of that from shit. I think I have a VHS of that still.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I think it was HBO that he recorded it from.
Oh God, no! Why didn't I think of this? Any Duran Duran song would bring me out. Oh man, shame on me for not thinking about that. All right, shame.
Or just the gong intro from Top Gun.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Right.
Man, after you played that for the podcast intro, I turned it up and my speakers so loud I think I destroyed one of them.
Oh no!
So yeah. But I played the beginning of the movie, so it had everything and then all the, fighter jet noise and stuff alongside it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, I think So, what do you guys think of Stranger Things season 4 part 1? What is your Vecna song to get you out of Vecna's grasp? Let us know in the comments. You can find us on the Rum and Regret podcast on Facebook, at @rum_regret on Twitter. Joe, where can they find you?
At joechickadee.com or Joe Chickadee on all the socials.
Nate, where can they find you?
Sure, Avid Gamer, AV1D Gamer on all the socials and your gaming platforms of choice. And you can also check out the Rum and Regret podcast on your Odyssey app on all your available now on all your Android and iOS devices.
That is correct. You can find me at Crazy Drake on Facebook, at Andrew Drake on Twitter, and until the next time, we have spoken.
And if I only could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places.
Henderson told me you were a badass, insisted on the matter in fact.